We have to stop pressuring the police department itself, and then we need to have communities in charge of what goes on with the police instead of the hierarchy. We need to change it so that communities control any policing that goes on. If we need policing, communities need to decide if we need policing, and maybe we need community people to help restore peace in their communities. Maybe we don't need police at all, but all those decisions have to be made by people working together, so we're making a good beginning.
More than 700,000 people were stopped and frisked by the NYPD in 2011. That's up from more than 600,000 the year before. More than 90% of the people they stopped were doing nothing wrong when the police stepped to them and harassed and humiliated them. More than 85% of the people they stopped are either black or Latino. They have used stop and frisk to criminalize something that is not criminal in New York City, and that's having a small amount of marijuana in your pocket. The cops will step to young people, especially black and Latino young people, and say empty your pockets. If you got that legal amount of weed in your pocket, if you take it out, the cop can then bust you for displaying weed in public. You refuse to take it out and he can bust you for refusing his legal order. So it's wrong. Beyond that, it's unconstitutional.
That our kids are being stopped and frisked illegally, and then these kids, they have records where they will never be able to find jobs, decent jobs, even with a college degree. And this is a very, very racist policy. And having imposed, the beginning was with Major Giuliani, because the ones who had taken over, they had been Bloomberg and the Commissioner Kelly. And Bloomberg, a lot of Latinos voted for this man. And this man has nothing in common with the crowd of black people. A billionaire that when he became mayor, he was worth $5 billion to $8 billion. Now he's worth $20 billion.
And this policy, because I think it's racist, I think it's unconstitutional. I think it's crazy that on the forms they actually have that they can put, or stop someone for fitting a description. That to me, that's actually on the form is insane. Also, that they can stop someone just because of the way they dress, the color of their skin, basically. They're just saying it without saying it. It's a coded way of saying it. And I just think it's out of control. It's the beginning of people getting into their psyche that they're a criminal, and it brings people down to constantly be having to be stopped, harassed, and be put in jail. And I just think that something has to happen. It can't keep going on like this because it's just getting worse. And the fact that 600 to 700,000 people are stopped per year, 2,000 per day, that's just, I'm ashamed to say that I live in a place where that happens, especially a place like New York City that's supposed to be radical and on the cutting edge of the whole country. We're supposed to be the heartbeat of this country, and to be doing this in this city, in the heartbeat of this country, it's just, I can't. I don't feel proud to be here. I don't feel proud to be a New Yorker anymore until I do something about this.
We're out here stop and frisk because it's unconstitutional, it's illegal, and all it does is it goes to imprison more urban youth, whether it's poor whites, poor blacks, poor Hispanics, poor Asians. It's meant to fill up the prisons. It's all a business. It's got to stop. We can improve our economy different ways rather than through prisons.
Stop and frisk is is something that's used by the police pretty much to criminalize the black and Latino youth in New York City. And it's used in other forms across the country as well. And it's really racist, and it's a way to create that pipeline from high school to prison. And we need to stop that.
And including our schools. I have a 17-year-old son who is black and Puerto Rican, who is sitting in prison for many years. The police always identify him. The police always identify him. He has been beaten up. Not only in the street by NYPD, but in the prison. And in the prison. Even a gentle dog will attack when provoked. I am no longer a gentle dog. I intend to put my life on the line.
Alexander Penley. I'm with Penley Global Law. I'm an attorney. I'm an international attorney. I'm actually licensed in 3 countries. And even around the world, we're supposed to have some semblance of, here, the 4th Amendment, around the world, similar protections against stopping people for no reason. Now, when you have stop and frisk, where first of all, the vast majority of people are being stopped are black and Latino, but even if it wasn't just racist, it's also unconstitutional.
The NYPD's policy of stop and frisk, which is racist, racially targeted policing, is aimed mainly at young people, and mainly black and Latino young people, but also non-white immigrants and also trans women are often victimized by this policy. We feel like it's a failed policy. It never finds weapons, they never find guns. And we're here because we feel like stop and frisk is a lot of young people's first contact with the police. It's oftentimes their first contact with jail. And we feel like stop and frisk in general is a straight line into jail for kids who shouldn't be in jail. Young people who are just making the same mistakes a lot of young people make sometimes, and sometimes making no mistakes at all because they're arrested illegally for no reason, for disorderly conduct charges, for resisting arrest. You know, kids are arrested for resisting arrest when there is no other charge. How do you get arrested for resisting arrest if you're not already being arrested for something? And that's a common charge. So anyway, that's why we're out here today.
Stop and frisk is just outright a racially motivated policy that the NYPD exercises that adversely affects youth, especially youth of color, especially young black and Latino men, immigrants, gender non-conforming individuals, visibly transgender or queer individuals, and it's motivated by nothing that's logical. Most of these stop and frisks don't result in anything that's legitimate, and it's profiling, plain and simple, and it just needs to stop. It's inappropriate. It's infringing on people's rights, and it needs to stop. So I hope all the folks here are on the same page that we're gonna actively work towards eradicating that. I hope Ray Kelly understands that. I hope Bloomberg understands that.
I'm tired of seeing black and Latino, especially young people, warehoused in prison. 2.4 million people in prison all across this country. More than 3/4 of them either black or Latino. Not because of their criminal activity as the reason, but because they have been criminalized by the system. That needs to stop. And for that to stop, somebody had to act to stop it.
I mean, it should be stopped. People should not be frisked. I mean, it's ridiculous. It don't make sense. They just kind of say, I mean, African Americans, I mean, it needs to be stopped. It doesn't make any sense. People shouldn't be targeted. But everybody don't look alike. And it don't make sense. So it really needs to be stopped.
We had to be here around this because we know how the police treat our young people here. We know that that's no damn good, and it's got to be stopped. And we want people to know that there are people who are working to stop it.
It shouldn't matter the color of your skin, but the future that you should be able to have. You know, being black or brown shouldn't mean that you should be stuck in a life of crime, knowing that prison or military is your only options, your only way out, right? You should have the same options as somebody that's white. So,
we want people here in the Bronx to know that there are people who are working to stop the way the cops abuse our young people. That it's a whole array of people. Some of the people here today know they would never be stopped and frisked because they're white. But when they found out that this stuff is going down and how it's going down, they said, I can't stand by and let it happen. I got to be a part of stopping it.
It's an incredible movement. It's very important. We live in real dire times. We live like in the 1870s where they had the Jim Crow laws. That has been reinvented through the drug war and through these tactics called stop and frisk to feed a monstrous prison system. When Attica had its uprising in 1973, 1971, 40 years ago, there were only 10,000 people in New York State prison system. Now there are nearly 70. It got as high as 71, now it's like in the mid-70s. And so we live in an age of imprisonment, of a modern form of what's called convict leasing. And there's money to be made on this business. It's a real ugly scam operation. And Wall Street makes money. You got companies like GEO, you got companies like Correctional Corporation of America that are making a ton of money through the business of incarceration. They sell tasers, they sell all sorts of military weapons to the police in this criminalization of America business. That's all it is. It's a business, and it's also a heavy-handed tactic of social control.
Ain't no power in the power, even with the power, you don't stop. Well, we're here to stop mass incarceration, part of which is stop and frisk. There are so many young people of color, especially males, in the prisons. It's disgusting. We can't have that many bad people in the United States. It's ridiculous. This is enough. And stop and frisk is you can call it the school to jail pipeline, because that's what it is. So I'm here to say I do not approve of this. And it needs to stop.